Happy Thursday, everyone. Hello, hello. Kind of an odd time of the day for me to be going live, but it was either this time slot or none at all today. So we are going to be working on a heart, Dollar Tree heart. And hello, hello. If you're new, say hello and that you're a newbie. My name is Pam Savage and I am owner of Young at Heart Creations. It has been quite a while since I have crafted on here. I think the last thing I did was the gingerbread apron, and that's been at least a month ago, at least. So I'm not sure how long ago. I should have checked before I got on here. But anyway, so I have been so busy and lots going on. You know, I had a tooth pulled. Hi, Heather. Hello, hello. I had to go with about 2 weeks of a terrible tooth, and finally ended up getting it pulled, and it was quite an ordeal to get it pulled, but we did. So I passed all of that. We are going on a trip for this weekend, and this would be the only time I would have to get on with you or wait next week. So we're going to do it. And I was going to paint a snowman because we still have snow on the ground here in North Texas. It's been a week and we still have snow on the ground. So that usually means, I've always heard that if you if it snows and the snow stays on the ground for 3 days or more, hi Leanne, that you'll have another snow within the next 10 days. And so that's just kind of an old wives' tale. I've always heard that. Well, ours has been on for at least 6 days now, and they're calling for possible another snow here in North Texas. Not like we got before, but in Sunday or Monday, I believe. And for North Texas, just to get even a dusting, we get excited because we just don't get snow very often. And I don't have a lot of voice. I've been cleaning house today, and so dust bunnies and all that after getting all the Christmas stuff put up, and so it's kind of gotten to me. But we're going to go for it anyway. Let me get you pulled up over here on the iPad so we can make sure I don't have my voice going on here because I don't want to hear me. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is just a Dollar Tree heart, one of the thin Dollar Tree heart, $1.25 heart from Dollar Tree. But I'm just going to make it to go in my bedroom that I have decorated my guest room. Hi, Diane. And, you know, I have that all in black and white. You can go back and look at the pictures of our house. I have those posted. But the guest room. So that's what this is going to go in. Hello, Miss Wanda. Hello, hello. So this was last minute, an hour ago. I decided what we're going to do. So we're just going to see how this works out. I'm going to put, we're going to Mod Podge a napkin on it. Most of my that guest bedroom is done in the gingham black and white check, but I also have some toile and a few different patterns in there. I'm trying to get my chair. I haven't sat in it in so long it's forgotten my shape. We won't go any further than that. All right, so we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to do something with a heart. And this sweet little heart was given to me by a friend, Connie Turner. So I'm going to use that. And then we're going to do some little of the half circles. Whoops. Or half beads, I guess you would call them. So we're going to do some of those. I'm not going to go all the way around it. I mean thick, but we'll just kind of space them out. So to get these painted, rather than painting everyone individually, I am going to put them in the baggie and put a little bit of black paint in there and swish them around. Kind of like when you do shake and bake when you're cooking chicken or pork chops, and you do that shake and bake in a bag and you shake it all up. That's kind of what we're going to do. So I'm just going to put it in here, and then we'll set them aside and let them dry. And I don't have very many, so it's not going to take much paint. Okay, so I've got a little bit of air in the bag. I'm just going to smoosh them. What are y'all up to this week? We have been so busy. It's been crazy. I've had 2 deaths in the family in the last week, and I just needed to paint today. I just needed some happy time. Okay, so I've got those in there, and I'm just going to pour them out on a little piece of poster board, and we'll just sit them over and let them dry. And I'm sure I'm going to get them all over my fingers. But what fun is painting if you don't get it all over you? My snowman lasted until 2 days ago. I mean, there were still remnants of him. He wasn't all out there. He fell over the second day. Part of him did. But I sure had fun with him. Okay, so I've got them out here, and I'm just going to turn them over. And just kind of smooth them out just a little bit. Let me bring you down. I'm sorry. I don't know where I saw that, Diane. Somebody else did them that way. And I thought, okay, that's genius. So I thought I'd do it on here and look genius. I'm going to kind of get the bottom smooth too, because I want them to glue well. Which reminds me, I need to plug my hot glue gun in here in just a minute. Let me get these apart and done first so that they're not drying all globby. Okay, so we're just going to set those aside, and it's probably better to put them on like some wax paper or something, but I think they'll be fine. If a little bit of the paper tears off, we'll be good. But you don't want them to do that. Okay, so leave it alone, Pam. And I'm going to go ahead and get my glue gun going here. I forgot to plug it in, so let me go ahead and get him plugged in. Sorry, I know that's not a view y'all were anticipating. I'm in rare form today. I'm just warning y'all. I've been up since the crack of dawn. I've been trying to get all the laundry done, suitcases packed, and all that good stuff. We're just going on a little weekend trip up to Broken Bow. They've got a lot of cabins and things up there, and so several of us, some of our friends from church are going up there, and just going to have the best time. All right, so I've got that on high. I'll set that right there. Make sure that it's warming up. It doesn't feel like it's getting hot at all. But I did just plug it in. Okay, it is. I can feel it on the tip. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so we're going to do the napkin first on the heart. And I looked at it to see, and I think I like this direction better. When I did it this way, it looked like it was upside down to me. So we're going to go this direction with it. And I tried to reverse you so that it is not backwards for you. Like you see, Let It Snow is backwards for you. Well, I've gotten to the last several months where I've switched it so that everything is correct for you. Well, I went in to do it today, and Facebook said special effects are no longer available. So I'm assuming that Facebook is having some issues. So I am right-handed, not left-handed, just so you know. It just looks that way to you because it would not let me change it today. And I thought, well, I do it every time. But then the little message came up. Sorry, no longer available. We decided you liked it, so we decided we were going to take it away. That's what sometimes Mr. Facebook seems to do. Okay, so I'm just going to use regular Mod Podge. And I did go ahead and do a base coat of white on the heart, front and back. So it's got a couple of base coats, a couple of coats of just white. And now we're going to cover it really well with this Mod Podge. I'm trying so hard not to say Mod Podge because it's not Mod Podge, it's Mod Podge. I haven't had this Mod Podge open in quite a while. So I'm just making sure that I get the whole thing covered really well. And I'm sure we'll have to put a little bit more on once we get the napkin on. And I was also going to try to do the neat little thing where you burn the napkin off. But then I got to thinking, well, what if something went wrong? Mr. Pam is not here at the minute. And I don't want to burn the house down. So I chickened out. I'll do that sometime when he and I are both here so that I can try it out first. Okay, just going to set the lid on that. And that down in the water so it doesn't get all yucky. Get all that extra glue off. Okay, first thing we need to do is, we already decided what direction it's going to go. So you want to peel off, and this one is just coming off by itself. Now it may have a second one. It doesn't look like it, but I'll try. We'll try to see if there's another one. And just peel off that backing. I think it's got a second one, but it wasn't really coming off real well with that one. But I'm just licking, licking my fingers. And I'm going to see if another one comes off. And I think I see another one. Most of them are going to be 2 or 3 ply. Every now and then, I have run across one that's 4 or 5 ply. So you want to get down to just the first ply. And see how when I'm doing that, with my wet finger, just sticky, not wet, it's coming apart. Separating. And there's several different ways you can do that. But you want to get it down to the very top layer. Okay, and a good indication that that's the last layer, the pattern has come off on it. So you know it was pretty close to the back of it, touching it. Okay, and we're just going to put that aside. Now let me get my heart straight. I have not done this in a while, y'all. And there was not enough room to like center one of these. So we're just going to go with it like it is. It's just mine. It's not going out for sale, so I can live with it. Me, Miss OCD, that everything has to be symmetrical, is going to live with it. Okay, and I'm just pouncing it down with the chip brush. This one's kind of a soft bristle. And I'll have to go back under a little bit where I didn't get quite enough of the Mod Podge. I'm just going to get a little bit smaller brush. And you can do the saran wrap method. Just so many different ways you can do these. Is that pattern making you dizzy? Okay, so I'm just kind of lifting up to see if there's anywhere that it didn't stick right along the edges. And it's notorious for that. Very gently smoothing out those edges. Okay, that's stuck really well. All right, let's see. That seems to be okay. Let me cut a little slit where that heart center is so we can work with it a little easier. Just want to make sure it's good and stuck right there in the middle. And it looks like it's down on all sides. Okay, I had this out to use as my palette to paint on. I'm just going to take it and really smoosh it down. Hi Linda, hi Peggy, hi Miss Marie. This is just a last minute. Let me see what I've got over here in my craft drawer and throw something together just because I wanted to be live with you guys. It's been so long. Okay, I'm going to dry that just a little bit. I'm going to dry our little knobbies over here. Okay, so we got those drying. And those should be plenty dry by now. Okay, making sure that my hot glue is getting hot. And sometimes these Dollar Tree wood pieces will bow on you when you get them wet and then dry them. When I finish, you can get 2 of them and glue them together, and that helps. But usually when I finish, I just kind of get it a little damp and then just set something heavy on it, like my big thing of Mod Podge over there. Should do it. Let's just go ahead and trim it pretty close to the edge. And then we will sand the rest of it off. And a really good tip, if you don't have a block of sandpaper, I use just the plain old emery boards that you do your fingernails with a lot on a lot of projects. Mainly because they work, but because look how hard that would be to get your sandpaper down in, especially if you have it on one of those blocks. But these fingernail files just get right down into it. I'm going to do it this way so that I can tell where I'm cutting. Those are not my sharpest scissors. Much better. So I think this is going to match really, really well in my guest room. I hung some little plaques that have hangers on them, have hooks on them, and I needed something to go on it. So I thought, well, I'll just do 2 things at once. I'll get to go live with you guys and have some fun, and then get something made for that room. We ended up having, I think we counted 20 or 21 people here for Christmas. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them stayed for like a week. And then my daughter was here for another week, and so the others were in and out. But we had company for a little over 2 weeks. It was so much fun and so good to have everybody here. This was our first Christmas in this house, and it was a memorable one. Okay, so I'm just going to do it this old-fashioned way. I've got my emery board. Now that it's dry, and I can get right down in that crevice. Sorry if this sounds driving you crazy. I kind of like it. To me, it sounds like progress. Something's being done. Something's being made. Kind of like when I hear a bandsaw or something going. I know somebody's being creative. So that's what I feel like when I'm trying to hold it where you can see it and get a good grip on it too. So I'll go all the way around. You just want to make sure you get all the little hangies off. Remember the Chad year when we voted? Something about the hanging chads. You want to get all the hanging chads off. That was a year, wasn't it? Okay, so that side's all smooth, nice and smooth. And then we're going to use a marker, and I'll tell you more about the marker to go around the edges when we get done. Got to be sure and remember to get in that little crevice. Why something just hit me, but I wonder if you can make a cute bunny face with these being the ears and a bunny face on a heart shape. Not done that. That's the way your creative mind works. You're working on something else, one thing, and something else pops into your mind. Sometimes I just want to turn it off and just give your brain a rest. But when you're creative, when you're a maker, it just doesn't seem to turn off. Even when I'm trying to go to sleep, I've got ideas going through my head, and can I do that? Am I brave enough to try it live? Okay, almost got it. Okay, I'm just going to go back around just to be sure. You want to make sure there's no dust on that. Look how nice and clean that came off. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm going to get all this dust off of here. Because I do not want that getting in my glue. So I'm just going to wipe it off. I almost blew it without thinking, which would not have been good. And it's time for me to get a new tablecloth too. I noticed this is getting pretty ragged. But I'm going to try to hold out and not do a winter one and just do a new spring one. Okay, now we need to Mod Podge over that. So let me get my brush back out here. Because you want to seal it. Now I'm going to use a different product. I've used it on a couple of other things, but not on this, not on a napkin, the Mod Podge. And some of you may already have it, but I ordered it. I've been seeing it advertised, and it's called Maker's Magic, Scorch Marker Maker's Magic. And it dries clear, just like Mod Podge. But you can use it on just about anything, and it's food safe. It's good for wood, glass, paper, cardboard, ceramic, canvas, fabric, leather, vinyl, plastic, metal, stone, puzzles, cotton, and more. But it doesn't matter if it gets wet. It doesn't peel off. Clean up with soap and water. So anyway, trying it on just some wood things, and it's done really well. And there's more directions on here on when it'll dry fast, but it needs to cure. Dry time says 1 hour for it to be completely dry, but we're going to speed it up a little bit, and we're just going to see how it does. Maybe. Let's see if I can get it open. All right, cover your ears. I'm going to hit it. We might not try it. There we go. Okay. All right, let me get it off my fingers. I didn't take the cover off really well. I've got to work on that, but I don't want to do it right now because I'll get it all over my fingers, probably all over my clothes. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're gonna give it a try. The only thing I'm not sure about is it's much thinner than Mod Podge, and I'm hoping that it doesn't make the napkin rise. So I'm putting it on very lightly. I ordered this off of Amazon. Now, it does have a smell to it. So you do smell a little bit of chemical. Okay, so put the lid on that. And let's go ahead and give it a dry. Now it said it needed to cure, 48 hours to cure. So if I were shipping this out, I would not ship it out for 48 hours. Hi, Miss Patty. Oh, you're not late. We're just getting started. I'm just going to get some of that up before it dries. I want it good and dry enough to put our heart on. So I'm going to get it started drying, and I'm going to set it aside, and then we're going to paint our heart. So we'll just kind of get it going here. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and let it dry a little more on its own. Just set it right back there, but it is looking pretty. It's kind of shiny. Okay, so this heart that I'm going to put it in the middle of it, and we are going to paint it. I think I'm going to paint it black. Get a paper towel here. So I'm just going to go over it with lamp black. Same color we did the half beads in. I've got to get to Hobby Lobby and get some paint. I'm running out of a few colors. But I went a few weeks ago to get something else and just glanced at the paint. There were 3 full racks of Deco Art, Americana Deco Art. I don't know, 8 months ago, a year, 3 full racks. Then they got down to 2. Then it was not quite 2. Well, now they're down to just 1 rack of Deco Art, and they've replaced it with some different brand names that I don't even know. So not happy about that at all. So I don't know if, and all of their Deco Art, which used to be $1.49, $1.69, they've now got it down to 99 cents. So which is another indication to me that, are they trying to just phase it out? I sure hope not. I am not going to be a happy camper if that's the case. So have y'all noticed that at your Hobby Lobbies? Hi, Gina. Yes, that is good to do to seal a painted door hanger with. And it says it's real good to seal glass. So I'm just painting the edges in the front of this black, and then we're going to do something else with it. I don't care what the back of it looks like because it's not going to show. We're going to glue it down. But I do want to make sure I get the edges, the sides good. I don't remember how much I paid for that. I got it on Amazon. And again, it's Scorch Marker. And I got the gloss. I like shiny. So it's Maker's Magic. I know that's backwards for you. I don't know why Facebook would not let me turn it around today. Whoa, that wasn't good. Got it on my snowman. Hang on. Oh, yay. He's just vinyl. Can't have a dirty snowman. The edges on this are beveled, so it's kind of hard to hang on to it. Okay, so I think I got all the spots. Anytime I'm using black, I have 2 cups of water. One that I just clean the black in, and then the other water is for my other colors. So that black can sure change the water fast. Deco Art paints have been 99 a bottle for a year or longer at my Hobby Lobby. Well, I think it was last year when they started marking them down to 99 cents, but just all of a sudden they're not restocking it, the paint. I mean, it's just one little bitty display now, when before it was the main one they had. So they don't have near the colors, and instead of 3 wire racks full of them, the displays, there's only 1, and it's not even full. Oops, I missed an edge. But it's dry now, so I can hold it and get it up there. Ooh, it's amazing how much therapy this is. Those of you that just hopped on, it's been a rough 3 weeks actually, with the tooth that I had to have pulled, that they had trouble even pulling it. And then we've just in the last week have had 2 deaths in the family. And just one was 97 years old and one was just 51. And it just heartbreaking. Alrighty, let's dry that, and then let's add a little bit to it. See how our heart's doing over here. Add a little more heat to it. And it's dry to the touch. Now it's not cured. It needs to cure 48 hours, but it is dry. I think this little bottle, it's 8 ounces. And I want to say it was like $15 or more. But I think it's going to go further because it's thinner. And I really like the texture of it. Okay, so now trying to decide, do I want to do just little dots or do I want to do little flowers? Let's do little flowers and show you my new daughter, D-O-T-T-E-R, that makes the little flower shape. I have a source that is making these for me. We did an introductory sale on these back before Christmas. And I haven't had any feedback from you. If you've been using them, let me know. I'd like to know how, what's on my arm. Oh, paint. Thank you, Peggy. I did hear back from a couple of you. You said you were loving them. Anyway, we are going to be making these available. I'm not putting them out there just yet. We did do a little introductory sale. You love the new daughter. It says robbers, Peggy. You love the new robbers. Okay, I didn't know you had any old robbers, but I'm glad the new ones are nice. And what she meant was daubers. The text changed it for her, but good. I'm so glad to hear that. And so he's making them for me, but the reason I haven't said anything else about them is because I have 2 more designs that he's working on for me. So I'm going to, here in the very near future, put them out as a package. So let's just go ahead and do some flowers so I can show you how that works. You can do the flower, the petals, one color, and then yellow or something in the middle. How I've used these on so many, especially little girl items. They just are so dainty. But you could do, I was just going to do dots all over, but let's just go ahead and do these flowers. So you get your puddle, and these are real hard plastic. And you just dip it. It's better not to dip it all the way down and touch the bottom of your plate or whatever your palette is. And I'm going to start in the middle. Now this has got a hole in it where there was a wire, but I took the wire out. So I'm just going to fill it in with the other end. And it'll be a little wompy job because it's got that hole and it's real uneven. So there's not really much I can do about that. I can work on it afterwards with a paintbrush. Okay, so I'm going to put one. Look how precise that is. I love it. And we'll do one down here and then we'll fill it in. And I'm dipping each time. Okay, so I think that's all the flowers I'm going to put, and then we'll just do some little dots. And you do want to go ahead and rinse it off. Not just rinse it off, but wipe it off. Because you don't want a buildup of paint to get on it. Now, I could put it in the water and let it sit for a minute, and it would probably all disappear by itself. But I want to be careful and not let it build up on there. Okay, so I'm going to take the other end. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can do it individually, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many petals you want. But this just makes it so much faster. I'm going to name them. So I'm trying to think of a name that I want to name them. All right, let's see if we want to put a center in here. I'm just barely touching it. Oh, we need one right there. Okay, so I think instead of dots, I'm going to make some stitches. So let me wipe that off. So easy to clean. You used a soft toothbrush to clean it when I wash my brushes. That's what I use. And Heather said she loves hers. It keeps changing your spelling. I know. When I'm texting, it does that to me. And they'll get the weirdest things. I go, sorry. Facebook just, text just has its own little world. Okay, so I'm going to take my tiny little, well, that one's splitting. Needs to be boiled a little bit. And let's just do some stitching around with this little small liner. And we've still got to put our half circles on. But I think it's going to look good. One of the items I'm taking to the retreat this weekend is, one of the food items is the sausage and Velveeta cheese and Rotel tomato cheese dip. So that's what I've got to do as soon as I get off here, is get that going, and then finish packing. Okay, there's without this, with the stitching, and with the side without it. So I think it definitely adds to it. May even splatter it a little bit afterwards. This is kind of a design as we go. And not every stitch is the same length. Just eyeballing it. And if you're a little bit late getting on, I'm making this for my guest bedroom. I think that's where I'm going to put it. Okay, so there we go. Okay, let me get a toothbrush. I'm going to do just a little bit of splattering. It's just no fun if you don't make a mess. A little bit too much water. All right, I'm going to put this little protector on my thumb. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, that is all I want. And with that, you don't get it on your finger, and it's all nice and clean. Okay, so there's that. And what I'm thinking is put it in the middle here. Go down just a little bit. And then I think for the ribbon on the back, I think I'll probably use this. I'm not real sure yet, or maybe not. Looks like I might have just enough. But I've got some other ones over there too that I'm going to play around with. But I think this one would look good. That's just what my curtains are. They're the gingham plaid. Okay, let's see if you can see this. just barely see that splatter in there. Okay, and when I raised it up like that, because it is beveled there on the end, I can see some of that showing, the unpainted part. So I'm going to first get this out of the way so I don't get paint on it. I'm going to go ahead and go down on this beveled part here because some of it's showing. And I don't want it showing. There was a price tag on the back of this. My friend gave it to me, Miss Connie Turner. And it said it was from Tootsie's, T-O-O-T-I-S, no, T-O-O-T-S-I-E-S. And I never heard of that store. So it might not even be in business anymore. Who knows? Because it looked like a really old tag. But it's really a nice piece of wood. Okay, let's dry that so don't make a mess on that other heart. Now you want to be careful with these dots, with that daughter, because it does take them a little bit to dry. You can very gently dry them, but you don't want to get them too hot because the little dots will cave in on you. Kind of like a cake. When you pull it out of the oven too fast or too soon, kind of caves on you. Well, that's what those dots will do if you get those too hot. So we'll just kind of get them started drying, just where they'll set and won't drip if you stand it up. And then they should be fine there. Okay, I'm going to hot glue it. But I'm also going to put some stick fast on it. It's going to be pulling these. See if they dried to that paper. And again, I would stick it on a surface that it's going to peel right off of. It wasn't real smart to do it on this paper, but it's coming off okay. I've never claimed to be smart. Never claimed to be smart, especially when it comes to technical stuff. All right, that one had a little bit of it peel off with it. So I'm just going to peel it off. Just enough to where that glue will stick. That paper won't cause it to lift up. Okay, so I got enough of it peeled off there that it's gonna have enough for it to stick on the heart. Okay, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and place those before we place the others. And I'm just using Stick Fast CA Thick glue. You can get it on Amazon and it sticks fast. It's just a super glue, so don't stick glue your fingers together. I see a little bit of a part of that napkin didn't get taken off. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to start here in the middle. Then I'm going to come down here to the bottom. It doesn't take much. All the way down here. And you have to be pretty fast because it doesn't give you much time to move it around. Had some white on me. I'll touch that up. Okay, and then I'm going to go, so I'm kind of doing clockwise, 12, 3, 6, and 9. Kind of like we do our flowers. I call them clock flowers. 12, 3, 6, and 9 flowers when we're doing flowers. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Right there. And we'll just eyeball it and come right over here. Okay, then we're going to go up here towards the top. And be thinking, because what I'm thinking is putting a little white dot on the tops of these. So let's get them all on there and see what we think. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and place these and see where. I think I'm missing one. Did I leave one in the bag? All right, let me lift you up. I must have dropped one because I was going to put it there and there. So I don't want to go over there and get another one right now. But it will be here. So we'll have it all the way around. So I've got one. So Miss Peggy, I know that I don't have one right there. Miss Peggy is, oh, there it is. I feel it. Miss Peggy is my scout for things I forget or don't realize I haven't done. And she's very good at it. Come out of there. It was just hiding in there. Okay, let me dry it just a tad before I try to put it on there. Now I feel better because it's symmetrical. Thanks, Miss Heather. Rarely do I make anything for myself. It's always items to be sold. Okay, I was going to scoot that one over, but it's already stuck, so that's all right. And they don't have to be perfect. They won't be perfect, I can tell you that. They will not. And I'm not putting it all the way to the edge. I'm leaving just a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch border. Okay, and those are stuck. Okay, and then our heart's going to go right down here in the middle. So kind of finish that one up a little bit. And hair dryer. I couldn't think what I was looking for. Let me get this paint dry because I want to seal the front of this before we stick it on. All right, we're going to put that little dude right there. Okay, so take a look at it and see what you think to make these dots show up better. Now they're easier to see in person than they are on the camera. Do you think I should put a little, let's put a little white dot in. See if we like it. I'm sure I'm messy today. Okay, so let me get my other daughter. Okay, so I'm going to put some white dots right in the center. Okay, do you like it with the white dots or without the white dots? I know that's so hard for y'all to see. Okay, with or without. So hurry and tell me before it dries. And I just hot glued myself. My hot glue gun's over here. Let me turn it this way and see what I think. With is kind of what I'm going towards. Or let's see if we like this. See if it'll even do it because of the size of it. I'm not sure, but let's put some black back on there to cover that up. And let's go ahead and fix this one while I've got that out. Dry those. Okay, so I'm going to get my daughter out again, my floral one. Oh, I kind of think I like that better. Hang on just a second and I'll show you. Okay, so I had the dots a minute ago on them, but we can also put right here, I did this one, the little flower like we did on the heart to kind of pull it in. We'll see what you say, but I'm voting on the flower. All right, Peggy says flower too. Kind of pulls it in all in together. Okay, we're going for it. Okay, so I'm just dipping it and trying to get it as centered as I can, because these are round. So we'll go ahead and do all the petals, and then we'll come back and do the, whoops, I didn't touch it all the way. Centers. Now you could go solid almost with these half beads, and that would be pretty too. One more. Okay, now let's go back and put the centers. So with the other end of the daughter, and then we'll get, I'm going to let them dry a little while before I seal those. Now on your petal, I can't hold it up too much because they're wet, but if you didn't put enough pressure, this is round and it's hard to do that, and you've got a petal that's tiny and looks kind of out of place with these other ones, just use the other end of it and go back in and make it the size that you need it. These little flowers with this are so pretty to do in different colors, and then do little green or little vines with little green leaves and little flowers on them. I just love playing with them. Okay, so that's clean. Let's go ahead and dry these just enough to set them. Again, you don't want to get them too hot. Much better. They do. I agree, Peggy. They show up better. I've got one teeny tiny little petal over here. Not anymore. Okay, now I've got to make sure I get this heart. And this heart kind of curves. It's got a little bit, the tail kind of curves on it. So it's a little deceptive as far as the direction it's going. Okay, I think I like that. So I'm going to just use hot glue for it. I think it's going to be just fine, especially since it's mine. It's not going outside. It's just going to be hanging in the room. We don't need all the little strings on there. Let me go ahead and unplug that so it will be cooling down. I don't want to forget and leave for a trip and have my gun still, my glue gun still plugged in. That would not be good. Okay, now I want to be sure and do the edges. This is a, it's actually in the car wash section at Dollar Tree, if you can find them. But it's a furniture repair marker, and they come with 3 different colors. And I use the black a lot, but also if I have something stained and I want to do the edges, I will use, the other color was walnut, and I think the other one was cherry. I'm not sure. I don't have one of those out. But they're $1.25 a pack. And Erica Wallace showed us this one time on hers. And they just make the edges look so clean and nice. And laser cut. And I am just very gently going all the way around. Here's the edges. I have not done these edges yet. Okay. And I'll do those and then show you the difference. Okay, this one's been done, this side. This side has not. And these are such small edges, it's hard to kind of tell. But see, you can see where the paint, it's kind of messy paint there. And this just covers it right up. You could do this with a paintbrush. But if you can get your hands on some of these, they come 3 to a package. So fast, so clean, and so easy. And I've got this painted white. I could paint it black, but I didn't want black up against my light colored walls in case somebody bumped it. I didn't want paint scratching on it or anything. Okay, let's get the lid on that so I don't let it dry out. And again, I'm not real sure yet. Let me bring it up here. Hi, Miss Glenda. I love the black and white too. It is so pretty, and I'm so glad I finally got to do a room with it. But I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do for the ribbon. I may do this because that's what's in my room. Or I may just do solid black. Or I could do some jute because I've got some, I just thought about them. I'm not sure where they are. I think they're in with my, but I've got some beads, full beads that are different colors, black and white. So I may end up using those. I'll have to look and see. I'll use those maybe on jute or something like that. So I'm not real sure yet what I'm going to do with it, but I think it turned out cute. Not to know what I was going to be doing. And just so simple. And this was a freebie because it was given to me. The beads I got, the half beads I got off of Amazon. This was just one napkin, one full napkin. So I've literally got, even if I had paid for this, I've got probably $5 in it, maybe. By the time I put the ribbon and everything, maybe $6 in it, if that much. I'm not sure. I'd have to sit down and add it all up. But I think it's going to go just perfect in my room, and I am excited about it. All right, ladies, I have enjoyed so much being back on here with you. I'm so glad I'm feeling better to get on here. Trying to catch up on your, okay, I think I caught up on everybody's. I know this was a weird time of the day for me to do this, but it was either now or never for this week. So I just wanted to go ahead and get on. I've got 2 or 3 things over there lined up to paint with you. Next month, I'll have to look at the date. I don't have it in here in front of me, but next month I will be going live on a friend's page, and I will let you know when we get closer to that time and be painting something with you. And it's a public page, so you can get on it as well. But I'll let you know that. All right, Marianne, thank you for hopping on. Go back and watch the replay and show you how to do this simple, simple project that's going to go in my room. Still got to put a hanger on it. Haven't done that yet, but I've got to go get all my cooking done and get packed and get headed out to that cabin. It's a beautiful cabin. Has a gorgeous fireplace, huge fireplace, and so I'm ready to cozy up to it tonight. And it's supposed to get really cold here in North Texas. By Sunday night, it's supposed to be in the teens, like 18 and 19. And we've got a little bit of percentage of some more snow. Sorry, all you that don't like snow. I love a good, pretty snow once or twice a year. So I'm ready for it. All right. Love you all. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thanks for being patient and waiting for me to get back on with you. I enjoyed it so much. Y'all have a great, great weekend. Bye-bye.